Welcome to our series exploring the enigmatic realm of unexplained deaths and mysteries. Join us as we delve into perplexing cases that defy conventional understanding, where each clue raises more questions.
Have you ever heard of the mystery surrounding the Ulfberht Viking swords?
Oh yeah, I've heard a little about them. Weren't they some kind of legendary swords used by the Vikings?
Exactly. The Ulfberht swords are famous because they were far superior to other weapons of the time. We're talking about the 9th to 11th centuries here, and most swords back then were made from pretty basic iron. But the Ulfberht swords were made from something way more advanced, high-quality steel, almost like modern steel.
Wait, modern steel? I thought that kind of technology wasn't around back then.
That's what makes these swords so mysterious. The Vikings had access to a type of steel called Crucible steel, which is much purer and stronger than what anyone else in Europe was using at the time. It's the kind of steel that can only be made by heating iron to extremely high temperatures, around 1,600 degrees Celsius, which would have been really hard to achieve with the technology in Northern Europe.
So how did the Vikings get their hands on this steel? Did they figure out some secret method for making it?
That's one of the big questions. Some historians think the Vikings may have traded for the steel with merchants from the Middle East or Central Asia. There was already a lot of trade going on back then, and places like Persia and India had been making high-quality crucible steel for centuries. Think Damascus steel, for example. It's possible the Vikings got their materials, or maybe even learned forging techniques through these trade networks.
So the swords could have been made using Middle Eastern steel. That's crazy to think about. Vikings using steel from places like Persia.
It is. But the name Ulfberht is also key here. It's stamped right into the blade, like a signature. The thing is, we're not sure if Ulfberht was the name of a person, a group of craftsmen, or maybe even a workshop.
So there's no record of who exactly made these swords?
Nope, and that's part of the mystery. Over 170 of these swords have been found all across Europe, and they weren't all made to the same high standards. Some are clear forgeries, people trying to copy the Ulfberht name to sell their swords for more money but using much lower quality iron. It's kind of like how counterfeit luxury goods work today.
That's wild. It must have been a big deal to own a real Ulfberht sword then.
Oh, for sure. These swords were a status symbol. In Viking society, a sword wasn't just a weapon, it was a sign of wealth and power. Only the richest and most powerful warriors could afford a real Ulfberht, so owning one would have been huge flex, so to speak.
And we still don't know how they made them or who was behind it all.
Right, despite all the studies and analyses over the years, the full story behind the Ulfberht swords remains unsolved. Some experts think there might have been a small number of European smiths who figured out how to make crucible steel, but that's still just a theory. The swords raise so many questions about trade, technology, and craftsmanship in the Viking Age, and we just don't have all the answers yet.
It's like a medieval mystery that we're still trying to crack. I love that. These swords are a perfect example of how advanced people could be, even back in the so-called Dark Ages.
Exactly, it just goes to show that history isn't always what we expect. The Ulfberht swords are a reminder that there were always people pushing the boundaries of what was possible, even in the most unexpected places.
Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the unexplained. We hope these mysteries have sparked your curiosity and encouraged you to delve deeper into the unknown. Until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant, and never stop seeking the truth.